Good morning and welcome to SouthernCrossGO. Now, this is the April news report for what's going on around Bali in April. Just a few basic things that have been happening. Let's get into it. All right, so the first story up is the Bali immigration introduces a new reporting system for troubling tourist behaviour. By the end of 2026, Bali is expected to have welcomed 7 million international tourists. While most of these tourists respect the local laws and customs, a small group engages in disruptive behaviours that harm the community and damage the island's reputation. To address these issues, tourists caught violating laws or local customs will first encounter the pacalang, the traditional security, and the police, followed by the Indonesian immigration authorities. The Directorate General of Immigration for Indonesia in Bali recognises the need for stricter actions against illegal and disruptive behaviour by foreigners. Now, the Bali immigration has launched local reporting hotlines for each regency, hoping to streamline the reporting process for local residents and businesses who witness misconduct around the island. So here's a bunch of phone numbers for different areas I'll put up on the screen for the reporting hotline, yes. In 2025, Newry Immigration was the busiest, deporting 331 individuals, with Singaraja Immigration handling 28 deportations. The most violations included overstays and criminal activities, with the highest number of deportations coming from Russian, Australian and American nationals. Not good. So behave while you're here and try and respect the culture, respect the locals. You might just get reported. So a little bit more from Bali immigration. It's Bali enhances immigration surveillance amid rising crime concerns. Indonesian authorities have intensified immigration enforcement in Bali following a surge in high-profile crimes involving foreign nationals, prompting worries about public safety on the island of the gods. We will mobilise all personnel and gather information in the field and conduct early detection of potential risks. Wow, so they're actually going to have immigration people around in public, just keeping an eye on everything, yes. There's been so many drug busts lately and so many idiots getting drunk and causing fights and stuff. I suppose it's just come down to this, you know. It's because there's been some high-profile cases like this Stephen Lyons, a British national who was on the Interpol most wanted list, and he was done for organised crime in his country and has come to Bali to hide out. There's another one with the murder and kidnapping and murder of the 28-year-old Ukrainian national. You know, so there's a few things. The violent crime against the Dutch national that was fatally stabbed in Carabacan, apparently by 2 Brazilian nationals that the Interpol now is looking for. So there's been some high-profile cases and a lot of drug importation and drug labs and things like that. So that's why, yeah. And there's also one with the French nationals or whatever, with the pornographic thing and that going on too. So this is the reason why now immigration's going to be sneaking around in public, keeping an eye on things and trying to early detect problems that it might arise in Bali. Okay, so a Belgian national identified as ST has been deported from Indonesia after a reckless stunt in Bali that went viral on social media. The incident took place in late March when ST jumped off a cliff approximately 100 metres high into the sea while using a rented motorbike. Although the motorbike was secure and did not fall into the water, it was badly damaged after hitting the rocks. The rental owner demanded compensation for the damages and ST refused to pay, claiming he had no money. Instead of taking responsibility, he attempted to flee Indonesia and planned to travel through to several cities to Malaysia, and they caught him up in Sulawesi in Makassar as he was trying to leave the country. So yeah, you know, respect if you're renting motorbikes, you know, if there's any damage, you've got to pay it. If you're going to do stupid stunts like that, well, yeah, it's got to pay the price, you know, and expect to get deported. So many fools. Here's another story with the headline, From Australia to Bali, a trip that never happened. Now, a lady was supposed to fly to Bali and meet her daughters. She was an Indonesian national. Eva Lasrini, a 53-year-old Indonesian woman living in Melbourne, Australia, was preparing to fly to Bali to reunite with the 2 daughters this week, but something went badly wrong. Concerns grew quickly when her daughters realised that she wasn't responding to any messages. Authorities then in Australia discovered a body on Rural Road near Little River near Melbourne, believed to be Eva. Police investigation soon led to the shocking development. Her estranged husband, Alan Keys, 67-year-old man, was arrested at Melbourne Airport while attempting to board an international flight reportedly heading for Bali. Yeah. So that's another, it's just a sad story, I suppose, domestic violence and things like that. Eva was last seen shortly before her planned trip, and reports suggest that she had been ongoing a difficult relationship with her husband before her death. So obviously there was a bit of trouble in paradise there, and he's killed her. And well, they've caught him, and here's a picture of him. I'll put it up on the screen. And yeah, it's a heartbreaking story. And a little story about an American national in Nusa Penida. According to reports, the incident occurred on a public road where the tourist believed to be under the influence of alcohol began shouting angrily and verbally abusing local residents. It quickly escalated, and then the police were brought in. The foreigner reportedly hurled insults at locals in the middle of the street, creating tension and discomfort. Cases involving intoxicated tourists causing disturbances in Bali are not new, but each incident continues to fuel debate how to respect the locals and the environment. So he's been caught. Police have got a hold of him. He'll probably get deported. Okay, some sad news in Bali. An Australian tourist is found dead in Bali hotel after a balcony incident following an argument with his girlfriend. Let me read you a little bit about this. An Australian man has died in the tragic incident in Bali following a night out drinking. Emergency services were called to the hotel situated at the popular tourist hub of Seminyak around 4:15 a.m. on Wednesday after the man's girlfriend went out to the second-storey balcony and found him barely breathing. The pair had checked into the hotel on Saturday and were due to check out later on Wednesday. Witnesses said the man had arrived back at the hotel early morning about Wednesday at 1:30 a.m. after visiting a nearby bar to drink. The couple were heard arguing, and the police reported that the man went to sleep on the room's balcony while the partner went back to bed. She woke up around 4:15 to check him and discovered he was suspended from the balcony by a bedsheet tied around his neck, so he's hung himself. The victim's girlfriend immediately reported the situation to the staff. Denpasar police spokesman said, "G'day Adi Saputrajaya." The hotel staff then contacted paramedics. When he was found, the victim was still breathing. However, he was unconscious and taken to a Siloam hospital, where he died around 8 a.m. in the morning. Police confirmed that they are actively investigating the Australian's death. Wow. Anyway, sad news. Another tragic accident happened with an Australian man. A tragic pool incident claims the life of an Australian holidaymaker in Bali. An Australian man has been found dead in a hotel pool near one of Bali's most popular beaches. Emergency services were called to a hotel in Legian on Sunday afternoon after receiving reports of a 74-year-old man who was unresponsive in the water. Hotel guests called paramedics. They attempted to revive the man, but unfortunately the efforts were unsuccessful. Police spokesman said there were no signs of violence from sharp or blunt objects on the victim's body, according to local media reports. The man had arrived in Bali on Friday for a 2-week holiday with his wife, who informed police that the couple had just returned from the hotel after a visit nearby Kuta Beach, and the man is yet to be identified. All right, sad story. And always got to have a drug story, don't we? Every month there's 1 or 2 or 3 idiots getting caught smuggling into Bali. On 11th of April, a 24-year-old Russian man, Yuri Kalevalov, was arrested for smuggling 2.5 kilograms of cocaine through Uri Airport. The custom inspectors found the cocaine hidden in his suitcase. The Russian, he was acting suspicious in the, probably nervous, coming through the airport, and it alerted the customs agents, and they x-rayed his bags and searched him and found the drugs, yeah. He was transiting through Turkey. That began in Poland. Yeah, it seems to be a little thing going on there. They're either coming from Poland or Turkey, aren't they? Yeah. So an X-ray of the passenger's luggage found a packet wrapped in aluminium foil holding a clear plastic envelopes with 2.5 kilograms of cocaine. Police had evidence that the Russian has communicated with a man on Interpol's most wanted red notice list. Ooh, so they're onto him. Yeah? He met the man near Warsaw Airport in Poland, received cocaine to carry the bag, and was paid $200 of the only $1,000 promised. If you're going to smuggle drugs into a country that's got the death sentence for $1,000, you're brain dead, seriously. When will these people learn? My God, are they that desperate for money, that much money, that they can't find it somewhere in Europe, you know what I mean? Upon arrival in Bali, he was told he would be contacted by phone with directions on where to drop the luggage. Criminal charges are punishable by life imprisonment or 20 years behind bars. On April 24, a fire broke out in the five-star hotel club Bali Med. Firefighters battled the blaze, and yeah, there was a big fire at the resort. It doesn't really say too much about it. They deployed 7 fire trucks into the rapid coordination efforts. The fire was successfully extinguished. Well, great work to the fire department in Bali. And another story here. A US fugitive has been arrested in Bali, deported after being detained by immigration in Bali. The Director General of Immigration has arrested a citizen of the United States identified by the initials AJP, who was wanted for a murder case in his home country. He was deported on Thursday after being handed over to the United States Embassy with assistance from US Marshals. Wow, seems to be a lot of people run here to escaping something to Asia or anywhere they can hide, and with these days technology, you just can't get away with this sort of stuff. Anyway, they've got him, he's been deported. Good news. There's a story here of a rescue at Dreamland Beach. Evacuation of tourists stuck at Dreamland Beach as high tide officers. High tide officers? Yeah, that's a new one. As high tide officers are evacuating tourists stranded at Dreamland Beach due to the recent high tides on Thursday, 23rd of April. The evacuation process is carried out from a lower location by helicopter to ensure the safety of the victims. Wow. Okay. Good news, I suppose, it's been rescued. But I've never heard of high tide officers before. It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Okay, so you might have seen, I've seen this, it's floating all around social media where a young Italian guy has been stopped by the police or something, and there become a bit of a pushing match, and he pushed the police and the police pushed him back, and well, the Italian foreigner to be deported from Bali after a viral traffic violation incident. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, just deport these idiots straight away. Like anywhere in the world, you got to respect the police, don't you? Like you really do, or you're going to get locked up. Simple as that. He resisted officers during a traffic violation ticket in Bali. The incident occurred on April 23rd, about 11 o'clock in the morning, in the area of Jalan Gunung Agung in Denpasar. He was found in violation of traffic regulations, but just didn't want to cop the fine or didn't want anything to do with it, you know. So he was arguing with the police officer, and yeah, it's become a bit of a pushing match there. Well, once you lay hands on a police officer, mate, it's assault of a police officer. You're going to get deported or you're going to go to jail. Simple as that. So don't be an idiot. Anyway, another stupid story from another stupid person. Anyway, I hope you liked this news report, just a basic news report of stuff going on around Bali for April 2026. If you want the real proper news report, see Bruce Pullman. He covers everything in Bali, especially all the government stuff, and he's a great news channel. He just does the news in Bali, so check out Bruce. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video next month for the May news report. Over and out from Southern Cross Go.